Good morning. Well, for me it's morning anyway. Good day, good evening, whatever time it is over there. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ingeborg and this is A Stitch Too Far. How have you all been? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're getting lots of stitching done. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. As usual, the last months of the year are very busy for me. So trying to take a break in the weekends is very welcome. Let's see. I have made a list of things I wanted to talk about, and the first on the list was, and I have to look it up. Bear with me, yeah. This, and it is from this book, Words to Stitch By. And it was that little rhyme that I was asking about last time, about mares who eat oats and does who eat oats and etc. And it was really interesting to see your comments on that. It brought back a lot of childhood memories for a lot of you. And turns out that it is a song from the 1940s, and basically because it's sung very fast, it sounds not at all like when you look at it in writing. So yeah, that was fun. I got some links to YouTube channels to hear the song, and I've caught myself singing it from time to time. But yeah, thanks for that. That was fun, and I'm glad it brought back some fun memories for you too. Still not sure if I would stitch it, but yeah. So that's that. Then I wanted to say that I expressed last time that I was concerned about hurricanes going through the Pacific, what is it, area? Caribbean area, I guess. I need to find a time to explain sometimes how it works, that there are several islands in that area that are part of our kingdom, but yeah, St. Martin is one of them. They were very badly hit, and a lot of other places as well, in the United States and Cuba, and then there was an earthquake in Mexico. So just wanted to say that if you are affected by that, my thoughts are with you. And I wanted to say that as a community, if all of us could just find a way to donate $1 each to our own rescue cause, like Red Cross or whatever in your area, that would already be quite a bit of money. So I don't want to force anyone to do that, but I would definitely suggest that you look into ways of maybe contributing to rebuilding places around that area. So yeah. On to better subjects, I guess. Cheers. I'm sorry, my voice is going a bit. I've had a lot of days where I had to do a lot of talking. So yeah, that's what happens to my voice. But yeah, and I forgot to look something up, but I wanted to say thank you to everyone who congratulated me on my marriage, and I forgot to bring out my husband, but yeah, he's doing well. That was really fun to see also the puns that people were making, and I forgot to look it up, but I will try and insert it here. But the best one I thought was the one where I was congratulated of making it official. So yeah, thanks for that. Well, it's really great. That's that. Yeah. Let's talk about what I've been stitching. I think I said last time that I was definitely going to stitch on Save the Stitches. and see what else would grab my attention. Some of you made some suggestions for that, and some of you will be disappointed. Maybe, I don't know, and some of you will be pleased because I'm bringing back some good old whips that have been neglected for a few months. So let's just start with Save the Stitches that I worked on for most of the time, because I think I worked on it maybe 10 days out of the 14, and I got quite far. I had to move the scroll bar, so I made a picture of the whole thing and put it on Instagram. If you're interested, you can go look at that. And it was fun to see how far I'd gotten. That's the thing with scroll bars, that you don't really get the feeling for that. But yeah, I managed to get quite a few rows in, because last time you saw it, I was over on this side and I finished that whole row, and I added another row and another row. So this is block 19, so I did 16, 17, 18 and 19. All done except for the beading, which I'm still not sure that I will do it. Maybe switch it out for some sequins, but I do think it still needs some splashes of color here and there for balance. But yeah, really pleased. I was also pleased with how many times I managed to pick it up, because I was worried about that. There were some blocks in here that were quite time consuming, in that it took a lot of stitching to get a block filled. For instance, I think this one took quite a while. But yeah, I was worried that that would put me off, but it really didn't. Apparently I needed some repetitive stitching in my life. They weren't too complicated, but yeah, the problem with these kind of patterns is finding a pattern that you can do it in the actual blackwork stitch, but which is kind of a running stitch. So I try not to do too many back stitches, but yeah, sometimes it's really difficult. So to show you the back, if you do it like a blackwork stitch, it should be the same in the back as in the front, and as you can see, it is not. So I don't always find a way to fill the pattern in such a way that I can use the blackwork stitching. But yeah, this is row block 19, so that means that I have 4 blocks left, I think. 20, 21, 5 maybe. I think there's 24 blocks. Yeah, there's 24 blocks, because I need to do another row going across similar to this, and then 3 more blocks like this, and then another row similar to that. And that's it. So I'm going to be moving the scroll bars for maybe the last time on this piece. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do that straight away. We'll see. I do find that going back to the way I used to stitch last year, I just pick up what I was feeling like picking up, but sort of looking at touching more than one piece. It's really nice. Maybe it's also because I'm working towards a finish for some of the pieces. That always I find very enjoyable. But yeah, I think that my experiment of doing 3-day rotation was just a bit too rigid for me. So yeah, at the moment I'm happy with my rotation. Sorry about the air quotes, because I know that's annoying. Yeah. then I had nights where I didn't want to stitch on in black. I needed some color. And I took out Mother Maya, or otherwise known as butt snakes, which is not this one, which is over there. Pause. And we're back. Because I put some stitches in this morning. And I got quite a bit done. I put in some little motifs in a couple of days, and that took me to 75% of the piece being done, and all I need to do is finish the big design on the bottom that goes from the left to the right. And here's where I'm at. I had to move the scroll bars, so you can see a little bit over here. So I worked on this one, and on this one, and now I'm starting the big one that's going across. But I did make a picture of it before I moved the scroll bars and put it on Instagram, so I'm going to have a look around and see if I can find it and put it here. Because yeah, of course you don't want to see more than this. But yeah, I did pick this up. I wasn't sure I wanted to, but when I started it again, whoop, I really had fun. So I might continue on this for a bit and see how far I get. And maybe this will be a finish the next time you see it. Let's just do this. And I decided to see if I would enjoy the beach in the fall. Well, technically the beach I'm stitching is now heading for spring, but yeah, I picked up Takapuna Beach. And this is the one I really didn't think I would pick up. But I did, and I really enjoyed it, which was a surprise because I was kind of dreading the confetti. I'm finding out more and more that I'm not a confetti stitcher. But yeah, I picked it up and I really enjoyed it, and I had to finish. Last time I stopped somewhere over here in the diagonal, so I did all this diagonal up to the clouds. And that's another diagonal done. And I didn't start another one because I wanted to say stitch on save the stitches basically. But yeah, you can see this is almost at the top. The top is just over here, but yeah, getting a lot done. I think I'm close to 2 pages done, maybe even more. And to stitch this last bit, I had to move the scroll bar back a bit. But yeah, that wasn't too annoying, so I might do that again and just work my way up again and then move the scroll bar again to do that last bit. But yeah, I didn't mind it that much. With the confetti stitching, what I don't like is that, you know, you make one stitch and you switch out to another thread and another needle. You make one stitch and you switch out to another thread and another needle. And for me that's not exactly fun when I just want to stitch. So I need to think about when to pick this up, I think, because I can best pick this up when I don't really need to stitch to relax. But just when I can stitch, and I've stitched on other things as well. Like for Save the Stitches, I found this time around that it was really relaxing to work on. So maybe I got my kicks from that, and then I could do this just as a, get some color in and take my time and do it. I hope I'm making sense, but yeah, I think you get what I'm trying to say. So this is going back into the bag. point I made a new start because one evening, excuse me, I've been looking at my dining room table where this particular pattern was lying for quite a while, and that evening I decided I really needed to start it, so I did. And this is, I need to find the front because I'm of course not prepared at all, because why would I be? I've been doing this just for a year now. But yeah, is it this one? Yeah. I picked up Arlene's Works by ABC Canvaswork Square #1. And I went digging through my threads to find some nice colors, and I did, and then I read the instructions and I realized might not be good because I might need 2 skeins for one color, so I had to look again because I never read instructions properly. But yeah, I started this, and now I need something for the back. Doesn't work. And as you can see, as she suggested, if you don't have the right size of the wooden frame where you can tack on, I have some of those, but I only have small ones, so I decided just to sew on some scrap fabric that I have and put it in my Q-snap. And let's see if it can pick it up. Can I just... It's annoying that it probably won't focus, but yeah, so I started this and I really enjoy it. I enjoy the different kind of stitching. I had an emergency. When I finally started it, I had to contact Arlene and ask, how am I supposed to start and end my threads, because I'm not used to this kind of stitching. So she was very helpful. Thanks again, Arlene. I really am enjoying it. I'm using the colors. The dark color is Razzleberry by Crescent Colours, so that's a little bit variegated. The pink is 3727 DMC, and yellow is Weeks Whiskey. So the yellow is a little bit variegated too. And I think it works. And I hope I have enough of the Razzleberry, but we'll find out. So what I'm learning from this is, let's just keep it there, is that I love doing the different kind of stitches. Like over here, that's, I forgot what it's called, but I really like the effect of it. What I am having difficulty with is stitching on this material. I am not convinced that I like stitching on canvas, but I am going to see how I enjoy this further and how I enjoy the end result, and it's very likely that I will enjoy the end result so much that I will put up with the canvas. And I think that I don't like, well, like is a strong word, but I think I don't enjoy it as much as stitching on fabric because it's rigid. Fabric tends to sort of work with you. I feel like the canvas is not working with me, and that might just be because I'm a beginner, but yeah, that was an interesting experience, and I will definitely look forward to finishing this and seeing what the end result is going to look like. So yeah, that's all I've been stitching on. Is it? Yes, it is. Because I was at a social event Friday evening and I went by train, and I was in a hurry because I was handling my last business call as I was putting on my jacket to go to the train. So of course I forgot to put in my bag my cross-stitching piece that I had ready to start. So I forgot my ABC, sorry Abby, and I didn't do any stitching. I didn't start anything new. And I was planning to go to my needlework store yesterday to ask about the stitch that she suggested for the border of the heart hanger piece that I'm doing, but I didn't have time, so next time I might pick up my heart hanger again. But I did take a day off last week. Yes, I think so, yes. Must have been. And go to a new well, it's not a new needlework store, but a new to me needlework store in the south of the Netherlands. Because they had Jan Houtman designs, charts, and they had some interesting books, and I thought, well, it's going to be a nice day. I can take a day off. I need to take a day off and go and see what they have to offer. And that was quite a good needlework store. So I will put down the link in the thing for everyone who is in the Netherlands or close to the border. And I will see if I can find... No. Yeah. I hope this is clear. It's called Naald en Draad, so needle and thread. It is in Roermond, which is in the southernmost province of our country. It was, for me, it was about an hour and a half driving. It's a good store to have next to the one I already have, because the one I usually go to, Borduurparadijs, has a lot of threads and does have a lot of patterns, but this one is more focused on patterns and books. And they have quite a good variety, because they also have, for instance, Renato Parolin. They have a lot of Tralala, I think it's called, Belgian or French. They have Jardin Privé, they have some more European designers, but also some United States designers. Trying to think of one. Oh, they had some ink circles. But yeah, really worth a visit. Go check them out if you have an opportunity to do so. And it was really nice to have a little talk with the owner of the shop. I didn't ask to make a video because I thought for my first visit it was a bit too much probably to ask if I could make a video. But I will definitely go there again and ask to make a little video, because it's really tiny, but it has a lot. It's really crammed full of patterns and lots of nice examples. So what did I purchase? Need I say more? I saw it and I thought I'm going to take it. It's not cheap over here, but yeah, I don't use it that often. And that was also interesting, because I use it basically for my DMC metallic threads and not for anything else. And the shop owner said, well, actually, usually it's used for silk threads. And I'm like, why? Because silk threads are just the best thing to stitch with. But she said because about if you want to lay them nice and straight, that this helps. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I get that, but I don't care about that, so I don't use it for that. And she had a tip about using metallics, that you have, if you have a damp cloth or a damp sponge near you, just run the metallic thread through that, and that will help it when you stitch it. And I was like, okay, that's a good tip. I might do it, but I don't think so, because if I remember rightly, if you put metallics next to water, they will oxidize and rust. So yeah, apparently that doesn't happen, so I might be wrong, but yeah, I'm going to stick with this because this works for me and I don't need that much, but I have now 2 spare boxes. I can ramble, can't I? Then I had to get these because I bought 2 skeins of 310 somewhere in the summer or before the summer. I know I did. And then they were gone. Then I needed more 310 and I don't think I used them all up, but apparently I did because I really can't find them. So yeah. Now, and supposedly, now that I've bought these 2, I should find the other 2, but so far no luck. So I guess I did really use them up. She was also kind enough to give me a copy of this magazine, Merkwaardig, which is the Dutch Embroidery Society, I guess. It's supposed to be mainly for sampler lovers, but basically they do all kinds of embroidery, and it was really interesting to see what they have to offer. Excuse me. And I might see if I go to one of their meetings. They have just interesting articles in here. And because I had seen them before, and I just really figured, yeah, I'm not a sampler person, so why should I go to one of their meetings? But now I'm thinking, yeah, it might be worth the shot. So, who knows? This is one of the samplers that they make, so you can see it's not just traditional samplers. This was done by that society. This I don't know. And I got some patterns. I had to get this one. I don't even know. I've never heard of this company before. Hardinger Carpakar. But yeah, it's a beautiful little envelope. Yeah, really like that. This was on sale, 50% off, and I've been eyeing these for a while, but they are hard to find in the Netherlands. Yep, we'll do that. Don't think I will do those colors, but yeah, we'll do that. I think this was, yeah, this is their own design. They have quite a lot of their own designs, which is very nice. And this is Central America. Love it. Love everything about it. Totally me. Done. This one, I have to blame Miss Emily for this one. Oh. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the deer, but I do really like this whole sampler. Man, this is good. This is by GGR, the red deer sampler. Yeah. I haven't come across this before in the Netherlands, so I couldn't leave it there. And then this is the reason I went there in the first place, because they are the official, I think they are the official seller for Jan Houtman patterns. And I think you can get them in PDF as well. So if you're interested, go check them out. This is of course the Indonesia sampler that I talked about last time that I got in the book. I figured do the right thing, get the pattern as well. Don't just use a book and copy out of the book. Yeah, really happy with that. So that was my acquisitions. And that's about all I had to talk about. Oh yeah, I've made 2 separate flip-throughs of some of the books that I got, and I will do more if I find time. I do appreciate the comments on that. I really like that you enjoyed the flip-throughs. I just don't have the time to always respond immediately, so I'm going to respond after I'm making this video. Anything else I wanted to say about that? Don't think so. Plans, I'm really not sure what I'm going to do. I definitely will stitch a bit on the Mother Maya and on the Canvaswork, and yeah, we'll see. I do like that I'm heading for a finish on those 2 pieces, Save the Stitches and Mother Maya, so I might be trying to hammer those out. Not sure yet, because you can get burnt out by working on one piece for too long. And I was noticing that with Save the Stitches at the end, I was really pleased. I had fun stitching, but I really knew that I had to put it away for a bit now. So probably some of my other whips will come out and play, like Praise of the Needle. I feel like working on that again. See if I can get over the yellow. And the Mirabilia, the Garden Party, might come out and play. We'll see. So the last thing I need to talk about, and I did not prepare at all, is another food section. And I'm still debating on what I'm going to talk about. But yeah, since I've shown 2 pieces of the same sampler, I might as well talk about Indonesian food, because you may not be aware, but Indonesia was once a colony of the Netherlands. And after World War II, we tried to hold on to it, but thankfully other people did think that it was better to give Indonesia their independence back. So what happened was, in the late 40s, early 50s, a lot of I'm trying to think if there's an English word for it, but we used to call it the Dutch Indies instead of Indonesia. So after their independence, a lot of originally Dutch families came back to the Netherlands, or people who felt like they wanted to stay part of the Netherlands came back to the Netherlands. And that meant that a lot of people came to our country with a different palate for food, instead of the potatoes and vegetables, with the salt and pepper in it. And at the same time, there were Chinese immigrants who profited from that by opening restaurants, Chinese restaurants, but basically they made a lot of Indonesian food, because that is our flavor palette. So if you go to a Chinese restaurant in the Netherlands, you can get some Chinese platters, or how do you call it, recipes. But you get mainly Indonesian food, like satay, like babi panggang, like fuyong hai is Chinese, well, sort of, I think. Like achar, like nasi, like bami. Bami might be Chinese too, not sure. But nasi goreng. So yeah, when we go and have Chinese takeout, we basically have Indonesian takeout, and that is, I think, one of our most popular takeout places. The pizzas and the sushis are there, but I think there is it will be hard to find a Dutch family that has not at least once had Chinese takeaway with satay and babi panggang and all the other good stuff. And that's actually more my kind of food, because someone asked me last time what's my favorite food, because I like the traditional foods, some of them, but I like more spicy stuff. So I like Indian food, I like Indonesian food, I like Thai food. And when I was in Indonesia, I took a cooking class, which was a lot of fun. Since that time I try to do that in every country I go to do a cooking class, because it's so much fun. You go to the local market and shop for ingredients and chop it up and make it into something nice, and take away some recipes to make at home and have memories from that trip, as well as some nice food on your plate. So yeah, rambling. I feel like I'm rambling. So let's just leave it at that. But if I can, I will try and find some nice pictures, put them in here. To make you hungry again. And that's all I think I wanted to talk about. Yeah. So I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks. I expect to be back in 2 weeks again and show you what I've been stitching on. I hope you're doing well and stay well and get your stitch on. Bye guys.